I'm so tired of micromanaging.
Are you getting in your own way? Is your energy preventing you from being hired? Here's your professor, Molly McGrath, here to help you grow your law firm.
Time and money, creating your ideal law firm week. Creating your ideal law firm week, the objective of this model is to emphasize the importance of taking control of time and priorities to reduce overwhelm, stress, and increase productivity for the entire firm, not just for the attorney. This is a proactive approach to managing calendars and tasks, client expectation, client experience, who's doing what to reach goal, when, where, how, in a way where everybody wins. In future modules, we're going to go into KPIs for your individual job description, quarterly growth plans, and guess what? Incentive-based compensation plans, i.e. bonuses for you monthly, quarterly, and annually, so you as a valued team member have a true north for your WIFM. What's in it for me? And there needs to be something in it for you to be empowered, excited, and to increase your confidence and your opportunities for growth. So we're going to talk about identifying the key elements of your law firm's ideal week, understanding how time management impacts revenue, overwhelm, burnout, turnover, and ultimately the law firm culture. Because if we're not having fun at this, why bother? We're going to develop an actionable steps to optimize your work week for productivity so you can plan your work and work your plan. You're going to know your law firm's recipe for success and your own individual recipe for success in departments if you operate in that fashion, so you can plan your day, and your day is not just a dumping ground for everybody else's work. The challenges that I see with time and money in law firms is that we are overcommitted and we have massive scheduling conflicts, or sadly, where nothing is scheduled for the next right move for the matter or for the client. That we're constantly operating on hair on fire, urgent versus important, and we get stuck in that trap. And it becomes a norm versus the exception. There's a tremendous amount of lack of delegation and over-reliance on the attorney's tasks outside of what only the attorney can do. And there's absolutely no growth time for future self or projects or new processes or new money initiatives that we can implement. Because the money challenges are not even knowing your ideal week of what you need in regards to the number of leads. Number of leads we need to convert into initial consults, i.e. sales meetings. Number of hires we need each week. The hours needed for production once we do get hired. How long each task takes or each step in the process, which is a root cause of inconsistent revenue flow and poor time allocation when we hit a place of capacity. And then there's hidden costs of inefficiencies and interruptions. We have missed opportunities from unstructured client and team interactions. And let's not even talk about the energy challenge, which nobody ever measures. We're always talking about time and money, but what about the energy? Think about it. I believe that's the most important resource that should be measured and paid attention to in every business, in every law firm. So when you're frustrated because there's typos in the documents and you're walking into a client meeting after they just wrote you a $5,000, $10,000 check or what have you, and you're the attorney going in there and you just noticed a massive hiccup, or you notice that the client didn't get us X, Y, and Z so we can complete the planning to earn our ultimate last check and move it out of the trust account or whatever it might be, you're bringing that energy in the room. Or you're finding out blah, blah, blah before you walk into that sales meeting and you're supposed to quote a $10,000 fee. Money is energy, and they can feel that when you walk in the room. You're responsible for the energy you leave in the room and the energy that you bring in the room. I had an attorney call me right before the holidays, totally stressed out and couldn't understand why anybody wasn't hiring her. They're really, 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 really struggling with cash flow. And the attorney was completely stressed out. And I had to be the bearer of bad news. And I'm like, don't ask a question you don't want the answer to. But the reason you're not getting hired is because you look like you're 1 hot minute away from a nervous breakdown. I've interacted with you several times throughout Law Firm Admin Bootcamp. I've seen you interact with your team. I've seen how you're not meeting deadlines and what have you. You're being last minute Linda, and you're bringing this into the conference room. You're wearing it all over your face. You're wearing it in how you walk. And I know you're following this script, and I know you're one of the best attorneys in your state. I know that. I've seen you teach other attorneys on how to do asset protection, what have you, but you're not getting hired because of your energy. And your team is not booking appointments because of your energy. And there's a tremendous amount of pressure and tension and stress within that firm. I've seen the email communications that you copied me on, and they are loaded with a lot of low vibration energy. So it's emulating throughout everywhere within your law firm. And it breaks my heart that that is one measuring stick nobody's talking about. And all these legal organizations, all about time and money and ROI and KPI and what have you, but really get deeply curious about the energy. So that's my real quick sidebar invitation to you all. How's the energy within your law firm? Do we need to sit down and have a mini retreat? Do we need to have that courageous conversation? Do we need to have a stop, restart, and figuring out? In the previous module, hopefully that's all fixed when you went through the systems and the process building for your attorney. Because 9 out of 10 times, it's really about a breakdown in process. We wouldn't have typos in the documents walking in there if we had our from design to sign, that model that I just mapped out for you all in the previous module. We wouldn't have it missing information when I'm walking into the conference room if we had decision vault, or we had our intake process streamlined and automated and what have you. You get the point. Pay attention to that. And I really want to ask you where you're at with your energy. Would you hire you? Is the energy infectious? Is it exciting? Are people, you may be the best law firm, you may be the best attorney because of your documents, because of your software, because of none of that means a hill of beans until you have a signed engagement agreement. If you don't have the signed engagement agreements that you need, then this is what we're going to talk about today. Many of you don't even know what your true north is, where we're going for goal. Maybe one person knows it, or the attorney has it, or the attorney has ideas for it, but intake has no idea. Marketing has no idea. I can't tell you how many law firms I talk to, and I'm like, how many hires do you need a month? They may know that answer, but they have absolutely no idea how many leads they need a week to accomplish that.
Control freak, it's what my staff thinks. They may be right, because this treadmill of dread running through my head keeps me up at night. I'm so tired of micromanaging. How do I train, manage, and lead? I can't find time to be visionary, head down in the weeds. We're gonna tighten up this operation. We're gonna build a strong foundation. No more chaos and confusion. We'll build a team that that brings solutions. I see what could be, and I can't wait. Law firm admin boot camp is the way. We're signing up today. Law firm admin boot camp is the way.